So today we're going to talk about the OpenAI news from August 22nd, which was like Tuesday, where they announced ChatGPT fine-tuning. And I got two words for you: game changer. This is what the business community has been clamoring for since the initial release of ChatGPT. The ability for ChatGPT to know your business with your data. So let me break this down with a quick analogy. Imagine you're a seasoned real estate agent with multiple decades of experience of selling residential properties. You are now going to venture into the fine world of commercial real estate. And commercial real estate has its own obstacles and nuances. To succeed, you are not only going to need to leverage your existing skills, but you're going to need to acquire new knowledge specific to the commercial real estate industry. Bringing it all together, fine-tuning is about taking the foundational capabilities of ChatGPT and fusing them with your business knowledge to create a comprehensive model for your company to succeed. So buckle up. If you're a business, you're going to love the power of fine-tuning. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to start out on GitHub, the OpenAI fine-tuning. You can click on code and clone the information or fork, however you love doing that. And we're going to go through the README file here. So we're going to start out on making sure that you have Python 3 installed, pulling down the Git. And also one key thing is you definitely want to upgrade your OpenAI because to access the new features with the fine-tuning, you will need to have the newest version. Making sure you have your keys. You put that into the .env. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and get started. Right now, it's kind of cumbersome. And you're going to see as we go through this, but I broke this up in multiple steps just so you can see kind of how the place works. We'll first go through the fine-tuning file, uploading it, which is a delay, which you'll see, verifying the information is up there, creating your job for your fine-tuning model, verifying it, and then testing it out. And then at the very end, I did create a fully automatic version of it that has a lot of wait commands in there to take care of some of the things that you're definitely going to see during this process. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on the code. First thing is, the file you need to create is in Json Lines. So a Json Lines file is similar, but it doesn't start out with the array and it doesn't have commas between all your objects. So you will have to build it in this. I did create a sample one in here, but it does follow the same pattern that you're probably used to in Chat Complete with system, user, and then the assistant. So very, very similar to an instruction tuning where you have the instruction, input, output. It does follow the same type of model. So I do create some of that. I did originally do this with only like 25 to 30 originally, and it didn't do a lot of updates. So do make sure you create at least 100 of these, accessing your FAQs, chat information with your customers to get the best information. I cheated. I used ChatGPT and just had it create me 100 plus different examples just so I can test this out. But in real life, you'll be definitely using your own information. After that, I go into step one. So step one, basically the only thing I put in here is just to be able to read in your file to make sure it's valid before we upload it to OpenAI. So that's the only thing this file does is it clicks validate. Let me go ahead and just run it. Python, and this is step one. And we're gonna go ahead and validate. And normally this will actually print out the information for you, shows you that it is valid and good to go. Other than that, you will get an error. Step two is uploading. basically one statement. It takes in the Json Lines file and does a create. So this one will actually go through and clear Python. This will actually be the process that we upload the information. And this is step 2. All right, so that's going to go ahead and go up there. And you're going to see when I go to step 3 here, Python 3, step 3, you will see that the file itself is in uploaded status. So we can't really do anything with this file yet until it says, I think it says processed. So we usually have to wait. It's usually 10 to 20 seconds for this process to complete, but we can't move on to the next step until it does say it's processed. All right, so there you go. It does now say it's processed. Pretty painless on that one. After that one, we move on to step 4, which is going to be where we actually create our fine-tuning job. And then this is where we need that training file. So we take the file ID from the previous step, put the value there, make sure you save it, and then we will run this step here, step 4. So this file itself and this process will take anywhere from 5 minutes to 20 minutes. This is an extremely long process depending on where you are in the queue, but you will see some of the information that it does have here, and when it is complete, we'll walk through the final results. We can actually go to step 5, and I'll show you kind of how that works. This is validating the step. Oh, yeah, so that's all done. Get this a little better so you can read it. All right. So you will see right here that this one says running, and this is our process that we are waiting for. We are waiting for this fine-tuned model to be completed. So until then, we are in kind of a wait game for this. All right, so the process finally finished. You will see in right here is the one we were waiting on. It started off at 9 minutes after 1 and finally finished there. So you can see it does take, 16 minutes there. So it does take a while for this process to complete. But it does say succeeded now. And this is the thing we're looking for right here, is this fine-tuned model. We do now finally have a fine-tuned model. We can go ahead and copy that value. We can go into step 6, and where it says fine-tune model ID, replace that with the new one that was just created. Hit save, and 3, step 6, and we're gonna go ahead and run it. And this will actually go through and test it. Dude, I forgot my password. So it will go through the process and update the information. And to test it out even more, what is your mailing address? So we'll test this out. Run through number 6 again using the brand new model we had, and voila. And there you go. Mailing address 123 Michael Street. If you actually just used obviously the original one, it would have gave you the address of probably OpenAI. So good to go on all that. One of the last things I wrote up was this little cleanup script. This will allow you to, and let me show you real quick what it does first off. Cleanup. This will give you a good list of all the files that you've uploaded. This is the one that where's this one at? This is the one we uploaded. After the process is fine-tuned and it creates the model, it will give you a results thing. You can glance through that. It will have some information there if you want to look at it. And then a list of all the different models we have. There's a couple of tools in here that allows you to delete an individual file or all the files, and the same thing with models, and then one called download. So later on, next month from now, you have more information that you want to do. You can always just download the file that you used to train your previous model, and then update that and re-upload it and retrain the model again. It will be a different model ID, or you can just save your file there. So there's a couple of cool ones here. I'll go ahead and delete the different models. Go ahead and kick off cleanup, and this will go through and delete all my files and my models. And you'll see there is no files, but you will also see that it deleted the models, but they still show up on things. So they must have a cleanup procedure. After X amount of days, they will drop off, but the model is no longer accessible. So that's that one. One of the last things I did create is this called full automatic. Full automatic is obviously, like it says, fully automatic. This one will actually go through and validate your file. It will then upload it, wait 5 seconds, keep double checking. Once the file is marked process, it will then go into create the model. It will then ping every 30 seconds to see if the model has been successfully completed. Once it is done, it automatically runs a quick test based on what you did. So all of the little step-by-step processes, all the little cutting and pasting of the file ID, training information, and the model, this will take care of all this in one step. So I'm going to go ahead and kick this off just so you can see it. And this is fully automatic, and you're welcome. All right, so that's process finally completed with the full automatic. We're going to go through what it is. So the very first thing we do is we validate the file. Once it's valid, we go ahead and upload. We then wait around until it hits processed, which looks like it took around 30 seconds. Once that file is processed, it automatically creates the ID we need for the training file to add into creating the fine-tuned model. We then go through another long wait process that took a good 600 seconds, so a good 10 minutes. So not bad on this one. After the 10 minutes, it automatically grabs the brand new model and then puts it into a QA test. It runs through and automatically sends out a prompt. Where do I mail my check? It automatically comes up with the process, and you're good to go. If we wanted to change it something else to do your QA test when you do it, you just change it right there. But full automatic, definitely, you'll use it 99% of the time. But going through the steps, I just wanted to make sure you guys knew how that process happened, because it is kind of cumbersome and it is time consuming, but knowing that process is vital to understanding the foundation of how this stuff works. So thank you very much for your time. Have a fantastic day.